Hello, Sagittarius. I hope your reading is going to be as fun as the energy initially feels. Yeah, it's looking pretty good for you. Before I get into it, I just want to say the reading's timeless. When it finds you, it's your reading at that time. I'm recording it on Tuesday. It's going to go up on Wednesday. But as I say, it's your guides will know when you're meant to hear it. Gender is very fluid in the tarot, so while there may be a man or a woman on the card, it may be a king or queen. I may say masculine or feminine. Just know that we all contain masculine and feminine energy. It's part of that yin yang wholeness. So if I'm putting a king in front of you and you think that sounds like my story, but I identify as a woman, it's you. Okay, don't worry about the gender of the cards. It's a general reading, it's not a personal reading. So I may be saying you. I don't know your personal story. A few different people are coming into this reading, so take the messages that feel right for you, that you think, yes, that's me. The ones that don't feel right for you, just leave it somebody else's messages. I'd encourage you to not only look at your sun, moon and rising, but also your Mars, Venus and Mercury placements. If you're asking a question or you are doing something at the moment and it's about taking action, look at your Mars sign. If you are interested in a love reading, look at your Venus sign. And if you're looking at kind of like friendship groups, communication, contracts even, go and look at your Mercury placement. All right, with all that said and done, are you going to a high school reunion? Is this a Romeo and Michelle moment? Are you going to a school disco? Now, the reason why I'm saying this is I've been building wardrobes and moving a few things around in my room, and I've got a stack of CDs. Now, why do I have CDs? I've got Spotify, everything I need is on there. CDs, it's just clutter. I'm in that process of decluttering, okay? But as I kind of like moved past them, they all kind of fell off and got my attention. And one in particular kind of jumped out to me. It's this kind of 40 fresh party anthems, school disco. I have to say though that the songs that are on it are maybe this is for people who are slightly older than me. Hi Ho Silver Lining, Dead Ringer for Love, Rock the Casbah, Freedom by Wham, 99 Red Balloons. It's like, it's a bit all over the place. It's not what I would choose for a school disco. I'm going to be honest with you. I think I'd pick a different list of songs, but my God, look at this artwork. Stephen Fry there. What's he doing at a school disco? I don't know if this is like, yeah, maybe you're going to like a high school reunion or something. I don't know. What I'm getting more for most of you is it's like the need for a relationship, the need for a friendship, a deep, deep, warts and all kind of friendship where you make each other laugh. So to me, this is my best friend through high school. She was so funny, and she's a bit embarrassing, but she'd make me laugh until I peed. I'd have to be holding it so hard because she'd just make me laugh and laugh and laugh and laugh. And backing this kind of feeling up is as I was kind of just getting ready to do your reading, a video jumped out at me on YouTube. It just caught my eye. I don't know why it was there. I've not been watching these videos, but it was a TV show in the UK called Travel Man with a comedian called Richard Ayoade, and he was interviewing another comedian called Bob Mortimer, and Bob Mortimer was talking about this design that he had with Christine Slater for backwards toilets, so you sit on the toilet backwards and you can use the cistern, but they were making each other really laugh, and I mean like holding your stomach, rolling in your chair laughing. So it's really backing up this perhaps need that you have right now for somebody who is like, like me and them versus the world. Like, you love this person, you open up to this person completely, you can tell them anything, and it's mutual. You both absolutely love each other. You are each other's favorite people. Like, the title that I may give this video is The Messiest Parts of Me Love the Messiest Parts of You. And it's like unconditional love. It could be siblings for you, it could be a very deep friendship, it could be a family member who you just feel this connection with, it could even be a love interest for some of you. But it's that kind of like, that it's just a very, very, whatever this relationship is, the basis of it is this very strong friendship. To kind of back up this kind of whole these thoughts about like high school reunions, my high school friend, childhood friendships that are kind of that like ride or die kind of thing. The song that you got was Love on a Mountaintop by Sinitta, which again brings back a childhood memory for me, because I, believe it or not, I was on a TV show when I was about 6. It was one of these like children's morning breakfast shows, and Sinitta was on it singing that song. So my memory of it is sitting there with the hosts of this TV show, and watching Sinitta from the back. She was performing to the front of the stage area, right, to the cameras. So I was behind her with the, so watching her do this song from behind, and loving the song, and it was so funky. But then as an adult recently, like within the past few weeks, I watched the music video to that song. I don't know if I've ever seen it before, and I was like, oh my goodness, this should not have been on a children's TV show. I don't know if you want to go and look up that video, Love on a Mountaintop by Sinitta, but it's very funny. So again, these kind of like happy childhood memories could be coming up for somebody. That kind of like childish, almost like literally toilet humor, right? But it feels really good. It feels like a lovely vibe for your reading. So I'm excited to see what else we get. Having said that, again, with this funny thing, now, I don't know, those of you who come to my readings quite often know that I sometimes get images put in front of my mind. I can hear songs. So I get these kind of like channeled messages. And I was falling asleep last night, and for some reason, my guides, wherever these messages come from, I could see blue cheese, like very, very moldy blue cheese. And I've had my COVID injection, and I feel quite sick. I feel like a little bit fluey. And I was actually talking about this. I was like, I feel a bit sick. And then they were showing me this blue cheese, and I was like, that's such a troll. My guides are funny, guys. They're such trolls. So they're showing me this really moldy blue cheese, and I hate blue cheese. I was like, what? And then in my head, they were going, eating blue cheese, babe. Blue jeans, babe. She's eating blue cheese, babe. And so it's that kind of like silly humor that's coming through. So blue cheese, babe. Blue cheese, babe. I don't know what that is, but it's there for you. 2 other songs played sort of as I was getting up this morning and getting ready to do your reading. One of them, right, there's a flip side to this friendship, right? There's a flip side to this very funny, playful person. Either this is a person in your life, or you have a need for this person in your life. Okay, it may be that you don't currently have this, but it also came through for me as a sadness for some of you. Like, I need your words, I need your advice. So it could be a friend from the past, and you have memories of this friendship and how they accepted you for whatever you had to say. And it's like you need this person back, because you got Your Words by Tori, and I'll Stand By You by the Pretenders. And there was another song which I've not wrote down. I think it was Ricky Martin or Enrique Iglesias. I'm just trying to remember what the song was. But again, it had this, I'll try and remember it, and I'll put it in the description box down below with all your other songs. But it was the same thing. It was like, I need to talk to you right now. Like, I need your advice. I need your words. I need to speak with you. So whether this is like Your Words by Tori, rips me to shreds every time I hear that song, because it reminds me of my granddad. She wrote it about her granddad. It was like granddads who've passed over, and you just need their advice. You just want to talk to them, right? I could really use your words right now. So yeah, I don't know. It could be you've perhaps lost your high school best friend, or it's like, I just wish they were here right now to talk to. I mean, I think they are. I believe in life after death. I think if you think of the person, they come to you, and you can speak to them. You may not be able to pick up on the responses, but they're there. So speak to them. When you're in a quiet place and you're on your own, speak to them. Randomize a few songs, see if they answer you back through music, see if they send you a sign, a message, see if anything just pops into your head. Trust it. What's the harm? Okay, but I'm going to focus on that funniness, I think. Love on a mountaintop, blue cheese babe. So let's jump into it. I do have to say I'm a little bit poorly from my Moderna. Definitely has given me a bit of a side swipe, but it's as I was saying in Scorpio's reading, it's for the great good, right? So I'm poorly because my body is building up its defenses. So but you know, you may hear my tummy rumbling. I may get very hot halfway through the reading and have to pause and go and get a drink of water. But you know, it is what it is, right? I'm not going to take these because I was talking about myself. But you've got lioness protection. You know, COVID is protecting you against injections are protecting you against COVID, right? Learning, sacred ibis, sea turtle. This actually popped out for you in the pre-shuffle. Stability. Oh, sorry, guys, if you don't like spiders, just look away for a second. Tarantula connection and happiness, dolphin. How do you get to find happiness? That came through for Scorpio's reading. So I'm going to go again. I'm going to focus on your energy. Can I get a card, please, for Sagittarius? Thank you. 2 cards. What's on the underlying? Tiger, will. That feels like quite Sagittarian energy. It's like, I want it, I feel it, I'm doing it. I have the willpower. I have Mars in Sagittarius, so that is like, I've got a lot of Libra in my chart, a lot of Gemini, well, one Gemini placement, but it makes me quite indecisive. You know, I like to really weigh up my options. I like to figure things out. I like to take things slowly. I like to know all the details before I do something. Very analytical when making decisions. However, that Mars in Sagittarius placement is like the spontaneity of like, feels good doing it. You know, like it helps me make these split decisions, but it also gives me willpower over a long time. So I'm telling you this because it could be playing into your reading, right? I'm not just talking about myself. Although I do that quite often. But it's like that Sagittarian energy for me with that Mars placement is like when I set a goal, when that Libra mind finally makes its mind up on something, I'm very fixed, I'm very determined, I have a lot of willpower, a lot of drive to achieve whatever goal it is that I've set. But I'm generally not a goal-orientated person, you know, I'm generally like, what, you know, generally quite chill. But things like I decided I was going to get a degree. There were definitely points where I felt like giving up, but I was, you know, determined. I was like, this is what I'm doing. So there's a lot of things in my life where I'm like made my mind up, doing it, seeing it through to the finish. So this could be playing into your reading at the moment or your life. Sagittarius, you have the sea otter transformation. Oh, I love otters. Go down there. Sea otter transformation. Okay, I'm going to read the books. We're going to find out more about that. The thing that I always think of when I see otters, again, these funny, like these puns, right? It's like that childhood friend that you make silly jokes with. When I see otters, I always think that they mate for life. If you've ever gone and seen, like I'm thinking about the little small otters that I've seen at like an otter rescue place that I went to once. They do kind of pair up. They kind of like get little like otter married, you know, they find the little person and they pair up and then they spend their little happy life together eating eggs and making these cute noises. And so yeah, otters always mean to me like finding your soulmate, finding somebody to share your life with, whether that is a friend, you know, or you know, like a long-term partner. It's like finding your person. And you've got, oh, the horse, freedom. That's very Sagittarius energy. Very similar to when this card came out in the last set of readings. I can't quite remember who for. I think it could have been Leo, was it, or Gemini? It gives me a break for freedom. Very Sagittarian energy. Very much what I was saying about that willpower, that focus, that drive, that persistence to push forward with something. Right, I'm going to go to the decks and we'll see what these have to say. I'm going to go to the horse first because I kind of know what that means. It has a really nice story attached to it. Okay. Freedom. To be truly free, we must learn true independence. Trust yourself, as listening to people who may have other agendas is not the way to make good, clear decisions. Individuation from our parents is a natural process, although it is often fraught with difficulty on both sides. Your true power resides in your ability to always know that you have a choice and it is yours to make. There was once a young king who lived in a castle upon a great hill, who had just been newly crowned, so he began looking for a queen. He was out riding one day and saw a woman who was riding her huge white stallion, as well, if not better than he rode. Her horse flew across the fields, and the woman's hair streamed long and wild behind her. The king kicked on his horse, and after some time caught up with her. Her face was flushed, a bit like me with COVID. I haven't got COVID. The COVID injection, the Moderna injection, doesn't give you COVID. I'm just making stupid jokes again. But I was very flushed yesterday. Her smile was bright and her words joyful. Their eyes met, and they fell deeply in love. After a time, the young king realised Rhiannon, for that was her name, who was loving, loyal, gentle, wise and fair, was all he wanted in a queen. He asked her to marry him, and she accepted with grace. Rhiannon's responsibilities as queen would now be taken over from the queen regent, and while it would be natural for the mother of the king to be pleased for her son, secretly she was vastly jealous of her usurper and resented her loss of personal power. Soon a beautiful blue-eyed son with a star-like birthmark on his leg was born. To protect him, Rhiannon kept her baby with her as she slept in her chambers. One morning when Rhiannon awoke, her baby was gone from her, and I'm sorry this is a bit yucky, so brace yourselves, and in his stead was a great deal of blood, and she screamed in horror. The queen regent yelled, "Look, she has killed her baby. I knew she wasn't to be trusted." Rhiannon insisted the baby was taken, but the queen regent was not to be convinced. The king asked Rhiannon where the baby was, but she confessed she didn't know. Rhiannon's son had been kidnapped by the queen regent in the night. She had killed a chicken and used its blood to make the scene against Rhiannon. The queen regent had decided to raise the son as her own, and he was safe but hidden. Rhiannon was put on trial, and she made no defence, and so was found guilty of her son's murder. The king, still so in love with her, could not kill her, but instead sentenced her to do a job that would bring huge shame to her every day. As the castle was up on a high hill, visitors were given a horse to travel to the top. Rhiannon's new job was to take the place of one of the hard-working horses and carry people to the top of the castle on her back. Every day she struggled with her guilt, never raising her head. She slept in the stables with the horses curled up and crying. Rhiannon gradually became aware of the importance of the work that the horses did beside her. People couldn't get to the castle without them. I mean, they could because she could. And they bore the work with strength and focus. She also realised the horses were set free at night, and they ran, played, loved and foraged, mindful of that moment. She decided that she too would follow their example, bearing the guests with strength and focus and enjoying her freedom at the end of the day instead of hiding in shame. It's funny, I'm really seeing the similarity with the tiger card, right? That kind of, that independence, that freedom that tigers have, that force. Very similar kind of poses as well on those two cards. The wildness of like horse spirit, the wildness of the tiger is sort of showing itself, but again, that kind of sense of purpose, that willpower of both of those animals. Okay. On one of these evening walks, she saw the Queen Regent playing with a little boy in the lower courtyard of a farm. He was on a small pony. She thought the king must have remarried quickly. The small boy lost his balance and fell. The Queen Regent checked him over for cuts, and as she did so, the little boy's trouser leg was lifted, and there on his leg was a birthmark in the shape of a star. Rhiannon realised that this was her own son, and she had been tricked. She called the local people together to witness the boy and confirm the mark on his leg. Happily, the king had not stopped loving Rhiannon and reinstated her as queen, banishing his mother into exile. Rhiannon never forgot the lessons of the horses who had worked beside her, and from then on no horse was a beast of burden in their kingdom, but instead a symbol of power and freedom. Power and freedom. Mythos about the horse or featuring horse deities encircle the world, wherever horses were found or heard of. I kind of won't read the rest of that. But it says that horse magic is profoundly free and powerful. To ride a horse at full gallop is to experience the sacred bolt of the most primal liberty. When you are feeling trapped or small, expand your field by calling for their energy. There is also a long history in physical and mental healing with horse energy, and this can be used when you are ill or unstable. Horse energy invokes a calm and solid presence and can be used to quiet your spirit if you are feeling disturbed. Oh my goodness, it keeps going. Horse magic is also an expression of trust. A powerful horse could go anywhere it wants, and yet it is willing to be led. A person trusts the horse to be sure-footed, leap and run away from danger, and while the horse trusts the human to be its partner, to not hinder and to take care of it, to guide it. It can be a very deep bond if you allow it to be. So this deep bond, right, that is kind of key to your reading already. If you are ever doubting yourself or feeling trapped, engage some horsepower, expand your field by calling for their energy. All right, I'm just going to have a quick drink of water and then we'll read about the otter. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm struggling to speak this much today, but I'm kind of determined. Again, that Sagittarius in Mars energy, when I commit to something, when I've decided something, I very much want to do it. So I'm quite committed to getting these readings up on time, on schedule each day, and normally I do the readings in advance. And I haven't been able to do that because I've been so busy over the weekend. So I'm like committed to getting these readings up for you. Yeah. So the only problem is I also I have a gaming channel as well. And that's been slacking a little bit, mostly because my videos keep going wrong. I think Mercury in retrograde's kind of tripping me up a little bit. But yeah, I may miss a few on there this week. Okay, the sea otter. I love sea otters. Transformation is a true constant if we allow it. We can change our future and learn from our past. We should only try to transform ourselves and not someone else. That's kind of what I was saying. Because like, again, with the thing about this reading is this deep bond where there's a lot of acceptance, a deep friendship where it's like I accept the messiest parts of you, and I love you. I love you, including the messiest parts, because that's the messy parts are what make us human and individual, and there's a kind of affectionness that comes with that kind of unconditional love of being like it's like affection for somebody's faults, is the way it's coming through. So I think there is a need for that. I think there is a need to have somebody like that in your life who is just like, this is a bond that can't be broken. This is somebody who supports me, who I also support in return, and we can rely on each other. I think there's a real kind of need for that in this world. I was going somewhere else with this and I kind of forgot where I was going. I'm not sure. Let's keep going. But yeah, it's transformation is a true constant if we allow it. We can change our future and learn from our past. And I think a deep friendship, that true bond, while there's an acceptance of the mistakes of each other, I think there is, a good friendship is also going to encourage you to be the best version of yourself. My dog is rumbling. But it's like not judging when that person fails, it's like, I know you tried, and there's value in that. So okay, we can change our future and learn from our past. We should only try to transform ourselves and not someone else, as this is against free will. Do not judge others too quickly or harshly. Relax a little and rise. See, I feel like we shouldn't judge others. We should accept others for who they are. But I think encouraging someone to be the best version of themselves is important, without judgment, I don't know. Let's keep going. The Welsh goddess, Carey, I'm going to say kind of what I was thinking, because I think there are people in my life that I can think of where it matters to me, because I care about them, it matters to me that I am making them proud. It matters, I want to kind of do the things, without these people judging me. You do get a sense of what people expect from you, or what people approve of. And I think there is a need to in a very, very positive way, to live up to their expectations, or to do the things that you know they approve of, because you know that that is good for you. You know, we all have friendships where we have a friend who's bad for us, you know, the friend who encourages us to drink, or the friend who encourages us to do reckless things. You know, we all have those relationships in our lives at some point. But we have those people who are like supportive, who love us without judgment, but also it's like you don't want to let them down because you care about them that much. So could be something like that for you. Mythos. The Welsh goddess Cerridwen was a master potion maker and a queen of transformation. She was often busy over a huge cauldron that contained great bubbling potions to heal, change, or create. Cerridwen had a son. Interesting that these both had a son, right? Rhiannon and Cerridwen. Morfran, who was very ugly, poor Morfran. Although she could not change this, she decided to magically grant him deep wisdom as a kind of recompense. To do this, though, took much time and expertise, and the potion was complex and had to be boiled and stirred non-stop for a year and a day. Should the potion grow cool or stodgy, it would fail. The potion was also very dangerous. Only the first 3 drops imbibed would work, and the rest would kill instantly. To help Cerridwen, she found a young boy, Gwion, who had to stir and keep the fire burning when she could not. On the last day of brewing, in the early morning, when Gwion was stirring the pot, the cauldron bubbled some 3 drops of the hot potion onto his thumb. Without thinking, he licked the potion from his thumb and instantly became wise. All of the wisdom meant for Morfran flowed into Gwion. Frightened and knowing that Cerridwen would be angry, Gwion ran away. But Cerridwen saw what had happened and chased the boy. The potion made Gwion magical, and he was able to transform into a hare. But Cerridwen turned into a racing greyhound to catch him. Reaching the sea, Gwion turned into a fish. It's reminding me of that King Arthur film. It's like a Disney film. Gwion turned into a fish, but Cerridwen transformed into a sea otter. Gwion leapt up into the air and turned into a swallow. So Cerridwen became a hunting hawk, and finally Gwion turned himself into a single grain of corn, and Cerridwen transformed into a hen and ate him. Cerridwen went home, but soon she found she was pregnant. She just knew it had been fathered by Gwion, and decided that once born she would kill the child. What is wrong with the people in these stories? So mean. A boy child was born, but he was so fair of face she could not master the resolve to end his life. Instead, she sewed him inside a leather bag and floated him off into the ocean. The child did not die, for it was saved by sea otters that nursed the child upon their bellies and took him to shore. A human prince found the child and raised him in the royal household, and he became the famous poet Taliesin. Aww. So there's a little thing here that talks about, I'll show it you, you can read it if you want to, it's quite sweet. There's a little thing here that tells you about the animal, about the author's experience of seeing them. They quite delightfully carry their babies on their chests and bellies while floating face up in the water, and they link arms with other sea otters for stability while sleeping. Oh, they're so cute. In almost every culture that has a mythos around otters, they are seen as highly magical, intelligent, and certainly transformational creatures. When you are doing magical workings to transform yourself from one state to another, their energy will be welcome. Otter magic also encourages you to let go of your burdens and be lighter. Remember what it is like to float on your back. Tense up and you sink. The more you relax, the higher you rise. Okay, cool. So, Sagittarius, I am going to ask you, or ask for you, for, brain's gone to sleep, a card for you. Who are you in this reading today? Who is Sagittarius, please, in this reading today? Can you give me a card to explain to me who Sagittarius is today? Who is Sagittarius in this reading, please? If if I could get one card to explain who Sagittarius is in this reading. You're the Magician. Wow, totally got all the tools at your disposal to be able to manifest something. You can make your dreams a reality right now. You don't need anyone else, and you have everything you need to do it. So you could be co-creating with the universe, setting out intentions, visualizing what you want for the future, speaking things into existence. You have the emotional awareness, the heart space, that cups energy, the emotional intelligence to do what needs to be done to make those connections with others. You have the Wands energy, which is the passion, the creativity, the willpower, the confidence to achieve your goals. You have the Pentacles, which could talk about, if not actual money and finances to pour into something, it could also talk about the skills to be able to do that. So skills, talents, practical ability to do whatever it is that you need to do. You also have the Swords energy. The Swords energy is the ability to communicate to others, to get them on board, to have that logical mindset to figure out what you need to do and how you're going to do it. It may take baby steps. It may take a considerable amount of time. But anything that you feel is out of this world, right? It's what's his name? Matt Damon in the Martian. You can achieve the impossible right now. So very, very nice energy for you there, Sagittarius. Can you tell me about other people who are affecting Sagittarius's energy right now? So if I could get one card per person, tell me about the most important people. There's that King of Wands in Sagittarius's life right now. Look at that Empress on the bottom. Could be a mother, a boss, a wife. Could be you in a very powerful manifestation energy. It could be somebody that you visualize as being your perfect partner. This Page of Cups is definitely in the reverse, so I'm going to take it that way. King of Wands, Indiana Jones. There's something about Indiana Jones and Lara Croft. They keep coming out in all the readings. I keep seeing references to them in real life, coming through very strongly for some reason. It started, I think, with a Capricorn reading I did a while back, where I had this message that was talking about a narrow window of opportunity, like taking advantage of something, being very spur of the moment, seeing an opportunity, a window closing and going for it impulsively, instinctively. That's kind of the way it came through. And then ever since, I just keep seeing these two characters. And then who's this? Which way, please? Okay, I'm going to take it in the upright. It's the Hierophant. All right, so you have a King of Wands character. So this person could be very, very attractive, very magnetic, very fun to be around, very much a natural leader, somebody who's very good at taking charge, somebody who is very passionate, very creative, very much this kind of tiger willpower energy. They know what they want and they know how to achieve it. So really, really nice energy there. This is not a player. They may be very passionate. They may have they may be very enthusiastic and very passionate. They may have a lot of lovers, but they are not a player. They have a lot of self-control over that impulsive nature. They know when to utilize it and when to hold back. So I love the King of Wands. Really, really nice character there. Very mature, very, very mature. Very driven. Absolutely can achieve whatever they want to achieve. The Hierophant. The Hierophant talks about, it's kind of giving me head of the family energy at the moment. I think it came through for Scorpio's reading yesterday. But this can talk about establishments, churches, government, education centres, universities. It's kind of like the parts of society that create the rules, that offer guidance, that offer teaching. Sometimes it can be almost like with that Tori Kelly song, Your Words, like the granddad who can give you really good advice. Somebody, it tends to be Taurian energy. It's like people who have traditional values, very grounded, a lot of experience, a lot of wisdom, sometimes quite caring and nurturing. Sometimes it has quite a controlling element. If you think about, the way that the government make the rules or churches kind of lead society values. It can be a little bit oppressive sometimes, depending on the other cards that come out around it. So we'll find more about this. It could be definitely a father figure, the patriarchy, if you like. The Page of Coins in reverse. I just want to double check. Is it supposed to be in reverse, please? Could go either way. It could be somebody who's not learning the lessons that they're meant to be doing. They're not putting in the work to learn something. This could literally be a father and a child, a teacher and a student, somebody who is not learning what they're supposed to be learning, or being quite defiant possibly, which is interesting. It kind of ties into that Scorpio reading that I had yesterday. The Page of Coins, though, on its own would normally be a student. It'd be the person at the drawing board, the person who has some kind of idea or plan, and they're figuring out how to do it in a very tangible way. So it could be somebody who is learning some skills, doing a course or asking for guidance. I'm just aware that it did come out in the reverse, which could be some kind of rebelliousness or somebody who's not learning what they should be learning. So we'll see how that goes. I'm debating whether or not to tie it into that Scorpio reading yesterday. Right, let's find out more about you then, Sagittarius. I'm actually just going to have a quick drink of water before we do this. All right, so Sagittarius, you're showing us the Magician. Anything is possible. Anything you can visualize, you can realize, right? Anything you can visualize, you can actualize and bring into your tangible reality. So what is going on for Sagittarius at the moment? Why is Sagittarius showing us the Magician? Anything else? They say not yet. Oh, look at that. There is this energy of you kind of soaring to new heights with that love on a mountaintop. Again, with that Scorpio reading yesterday, there were like two people coming up opposite sides of a mountain. So it feels like two people coming together at the top of the mountain and achieving, like going beyond, right? Above and beyond. There's something with the Magician being like out of this world, this kind of space element, with this horse being like in the sky. It's like love on a mountaintop. I'm getting this imagery a lot of like ascension perhaps, or going higher, taking the higher ground, becoming a better person. Whatever's going on for you here with this Magician energy of like anything is possible, you have some kind of clarity of thought. You've had an idea, or you've been given a piece of information, or you have a piece of information to give to somebody else. They're telling me when pigs might fly is the way that it's coming through. When pigs might fly, but they're saying when birds might fly, which is not the saying. It's like again, it could be some kind of play on words that I'm not quite getting. There's this play on words energy that's coming in with like blue cheese baby. When birds might fly, but it's not a bird and it's not a pig, it's a horse. It's this horse, right? It's this horse that's done the work. They've worked hard. They've learnt humility. They value their freedom, and now it's like the universe has gifted them with wings, and now this horse, I keep trying to say bird, this horse can fly. It can also take leaps of faith without fear of falling. So it's like some sort of clarity coming in for you that's allowing you to take a leap of faith with confidence. It's like you've got the parachute, you've got the safety net, right? But it's not even because it's wings. It's like you're built for this. You're built for this. And I think maybe you're getting the realization that you are actually built for it. It's almost like there's this thing about portals as well. Can you see? It's like this. It's like, because you've got transformation. Right, okay. So can you see how this is almost like a portal? There's two different realms here. There's the emotional realm and the air realm. Water would be cups energy, and air would be swords energy. So emotions and logic. And then the surface of the water is like this portal between them. This fish is like leaping through. So there's this going between these two different realms. It could be the conscious mind and the unconscious mind. But there's this transformation. So here you have the same thing. With both of these horses, they're emerging into a new place. Like, it's like that horse wasn't there a minute ago. It was just clouds, it was just forest, and all of a sudden this portal opens up and then this horse is there, right? It could be talking about dream spaces, but it's like it could be talking about like almost like dimension hopping, you know, like the multiverse, if you like, jumping timelines. But can you see how they're both coming out of this portal? So manifesting a new reality for yourself and actually like plane jumping from one dimension to another, you know, one reality to another. If you think about like the multiverse kind of theory, it's like which I don't know a huge amount about, right? I'm not a physicist or anything like that, but it's like as you jump through dimensions, every time you do this, right? I'm talking like a bit kind of out of this world, but you're the magician. You know, it's your fault, Sagittarius. Don't blame me. Don't blame me for your reading. You're the one doing this. It's like every time you do this, it's like you hop up a level. Every time you go through this portal, you get more and more free. It could be talking about soul growth. Oh, I got some words for you and I didn't write them down. I'm just remembering now. You got the word wash, and I was given like this feeling of like being under a waterfall or a shower. So you got wash, and then you got I'm just trying to remember what it was. Soul rinse. Wash, soul rinse. And then there was something else, but it was to do with the soul. So it's like you're elevating, right? You're going through these transformations, and every time you do it, every time you skip timeline, you improve, you become more, your soul becomes more free, your soul becomes lighter. Didn't that talk about the horse was carrying heavy burdens, right? And I swear this card says something about heavy burdens as well. You're releasing perhaps emotional burdens. You're releasing feelings of responsibility for others, and it's allowing you some kind of clarity. With it being the Ace of Air, the Ace of Swords, it's a moment of clarity. It's a realization. It's information, a new piece of information. I'll just pause a second. All right, Sagittarius confession. Somebody did knock on the door then, but it wasn't for me. But I got distracted and I got myself a nice lolly. And of course, because I'm not a monster, I picked the chocolate off before I ate the ice cream. So I'm just going to pause for another minute and finish my ice cream, and I'll be back with you in a minute. Have mercy on me. I had my COVID injection. I'm very hot. Okay, I'm just sat here and I was reading the Tiger card, which is in your underlying. Again, you've got this thing about transformation of impulses, of anger. Exercise your will and determination in ethical ways. Do not place your will over another's. So there's this thing again about not controlling others. You do not have control over anyone but yourself. Do not be afraid to be fierce, especially as a woman. We can ride our healthy anger, but we must eventually transform it into something more useful. Durga came riding into the people's lives on the back of a snarling tiger. She was a warrior and carried weapons to subdue and destroy, yet her face was serene and calm. It was the evils of life she was after, the false illusions, the damaging rage, the petty jealousies, greed, and anything that the will may choose to harm. The Hindu goddess Durga is the embodiment of the powerful feminine energy of Shakti, and she wields it mightily to make the way clear. She protects the natural order of nature and the nature of the self. She rides the tiger to preserve the will we have towards what good we can do, and towards subduing the negative parts of our will that we may wish to place upon others, so we are not controlled by these impulses. She swings her 8 arms and destroys what is evil. Not only does Durga grab the tiger by the tail, she rides it. So very, very cool little, I bumped the camera there. Very cool little message there. So there's this thing about accepting others for who they are, not trying to control other people, transforming negative feelings into positive feelings, you know, rage into willpower, and ultimately using that for good purposes. So there is this kind of spiritual ascension thing going on for you. You are rising. All right, let's get more then on the Magician, because they said not now, didn't they? So they said not now, you have to go and eat an ice cream first. Let's find out more about the Ace of Air. The Ace of Air for Sagittarius, please. Okay. Just have a quick look at the underlying. Ace of Water. There's the Ace of Cups. So it could be that an emotion is revealed to you. You reveal a new emotion to somebody else. Somebody enters your life. Seahorse. Again, another horse, right? Lots of horses in your reading. I think they do mate for life if you've ever seen them curling the tails up around each other. Could be something to do with getting pregnant, having children. I'm hearing adopting children. The male seahorse is the one that carries the babies, which I think is quite unique to that species. Look at all these wings. Look at this. This is beautiful. I love this deck so much. This is The Good Tarot by Colette Baron Reid, if you were interested in this one. Look at this. This is so beautiful. And then here you have the King of Earth. So I feel like this is a different energy to you. Sorry, I'm just looking at the Empress and the Hierophant, and they feel like almost like leaders, right? The Empress is like the queen, she runs the state, and the Hierophant is like the church. It's like this kind of hand-in-hand energy of, feels a bit controlling. Now we can have good leaders and bad leaders, but I'm just looking at them and the power that they hold all of a sudden. I don't know what that is, but we'll come back to it. So the Ace of Air, this clarity, this realization, this truth, this ascension energy. With the call is, it can talk about a greater calling, hearing the call to action, knowing that you have something to do, a sense of purpose. So it feels like a sudden realization of some kind of sense of purpose, and it's coming through as very high vibrational. It's sorry, that giving me like, I didn't catch the end of it. Like you're clearing. It could be like you're clearing. I don't know enough about this, but I've heard other tarot card readers talk about it. It's like a generational karma. You know, the karma that is handed down from our ancestors. You know, if perhaps we're from a family that have, you know, somebody in our family tree, even like somebody we never knew, even somebody that we're not aware of did something wrong, you know, it can almost, not like a curse, but it can create karma for the generations to come. And it feels like being very high vibrational, working on yourself, working on your own soul, ascending and clearing out that that family karma that keeps playing out for you across lifetimes. So the call card can be, it's the Judgment card. It talks about death and rebirth. You know, it can be a situation. It can be something you thought that was gone, something you thought was over. It's actually getting a new injection of, like, they're showing me the paddles again, like the when somebody has their heart restarted, right, with the paddles. So it normally depicts people coming out of the coffins because Archangel Gabriel is calling to them. Just the wings and the blue, it's so peaceful, so beautiful. So it feels like a higher calling, a sudden awareness of some sort of higher calling, and it's something to do with heartache. The Three of Air is the heartbreak card. It's normally depicts three swords inside a heart. So it's mentally processing pain, mentally processing a loss possibly, but it's very, very beautiful. Look how peaceful she looks. It's like she's quietly grieving. She's just being introspective. She's being quiet. She's being peaceful. She's being calm. She's processing that pain. And you can process pain into things that are beautiful, into art, into poetry. You know, we can learn lessons from the things that cause us pain. So very heavenly energy, I have to say, Sagittarius. But then it comes into this King of Earth, which feels like, if you look at the colouring, it feels like a very different person to you, and they're not here. So I wonder if they're going to come out when we pull cards for any of these people. But the King of Earth is somebody who's typically Taurian energy, can be any earth sign energy, doesn't have to be. It's somebody who's very grounded, very practical. Again, this kind of like grandfather energy, you know. It feels like somebody who's been around for a long time. You know, they're almost becoming, it's like, you know, when people say that person's part of the furniture, you know. You know, granddad at Christmas claims his chair and doesn't move, that kind of thing. So this person who's been around for a long time, they've seen a lot of things, right? That toe's still growing on his antlers there. Feels like an old fatherly energy. Again, it could be tied into this Hierophant possibly. Very calm, very wise. I always love his eyes. He's got such lovely eyes. I think this eye here especially, like there's a sadness in those eyes, isn't there? He's probably lost a lot of things, you know, a lot of friends along the way, but it's made him kind. Okay, so I feel like this person has also experienced whatever you're experiencing, but on a more grounded level, on a more tangible level, where yours is more to do with the soul. I think this person's also had a similar path in life. And again, that could be why you understand each other. But he has these antlers, which always symbolize the Emperor energy for me. So very much like some kind of leader. Could definitely be this Hierophant. Okay. It could be that this person's somehow visiting you as well. Like, you know, like if this is somebody who's passed over for you, you could be sensing their presence around you. I was kind of getting that through in a similar way for Scorpio's reading, but this feels like a different person. Just because in Scorpio's reading it came through as my uncle, and in this reading it's coming through as grandfather. So a different kind of character of spirit guide, I guess. Right, this King of Wands then. Love the King of Wands. Go on, tell me about this King of Wands. What's he up to? King of Wands. Oh, hello. He's coming out with this King of Earth as well. Yeah, okay. This King of Wands, this dynamic, charismatic, natural born leader, Leo energy. He's got a lot of money on his mind at the moment. He is in a very practical energy. He's dealing with earthly things, practical things. There's something here about this person being quite independent. With the Nine of Earth, this is Capricorn energy. Very similar to the Queen of Pentacles energy, Queen of Earth energy, except for this person is independent, where the Queen of Pentacles is often partnered. So I feel like this person, I'm hearing finding themselves, could have been finding themselves, could have been standing on their own 2 feet, could have been learning lessons, could have been learning to be very independent, could be the sort of person who likes being independent. They don't want to be tied down. They are quite impulsive. They are quite, you know, they want to kind of go quickly. They want to be able to move quickly. So if this King of Wands gets some sort of idea in his head, some kind of you know, I've got this urge to do this thing, it feels right, I'm going to go and do it. You know, like I was talking about that window of opportunity closing and him rolling through. It's like if he's got to be responsible for other people, he's not going to be able to roll through and take those opportunities when they come. He's going to have to be kind of like tied to those other energies. So, which is coming through with this King of Earth. This King of Earth is the King of Pentacles. He's normally a husband, boss, father. This is somebody who is, they have a lot of people who depend on them. They This could be career, it could be running a household, being that paternal figure, providing for others. And there is this sense here of him, like I say, being part of the furniture, being very, very stuck in one place for a long, long time. So he has responsibilities, but there's also this need for, he's very, very passionate, you know, he has those spontaneous urges. I'm just sort of thinking about my own father as well. He's Leo, Leo sun sign, and he's got kind of a bit of an entrepreneurial spirit. He gets these ideas in his head and he kind of wants to go off and do them. So there's this need to have a sense of independence, to have a sense of freedom. Yeah, again, freedom, right? To be able to move how he wants to move. He doesn't want to be shackled. Another way that I can read this, which is the first way that I read it, and leaving the most uncomfortable thing to say to last, this person could have, it's funny the way it's come out. I was going to say this person could have gone through a separation. The Six of Earth is a division of assets. Sometimes it can mean it's like equal give and take. But the Six of Earth into the Nine of Earth could tell me that there's been some kind of like, this is yours, this is mine, we're going our separate ways. But then it goes into the King of Earth, who's normally married. So I feel like this person could be torn between their need for independence, their need for freedom, and also, you know, they're showing us two kings. Kings are responsible. They are mature. They're not flighty. You know, they take the responsibilities very, very seriously. They've been around for a long time and they've learned a lot of lessons. So they have this need to be wild, but also this responsibility to others where they have to be quite practical. Investment, this can be an investment. It could be a business opportunity, somebody investing in a independent business, maybe partnering up. Could be asking the father for advice and in terms of investing in some kind of independent business. There's a lot of different ways I can read this. So yeah, teamwork here. Three of Earth. I was asking about this King of Earth. Feels like this person could be asking this person for advice. Come and work with me. I've got the vision. I've got the passion to do this. It's funny. I was talking about that YouTube video I watched where he was talking about getting Christine Slater to invest in a backwards toilet, you know, an investment opportunity. Is this a good opportunity? I've got this idea. How do I fund this, you know? Okay. No, I want to know, what is that Six of Earth? Seven of Earth and Messenger of Air and Page of Water. There's some sort of communication or action being taken here. It's to do with something that's been I'm hearing a long time coming, but that's not what I was going to say. There's some kind of equal give and take here, some kind of investment, and it's been maturing over time. The Seven of Earth is planting seeds and waiting for them to grow. Feels like this person's kind of being turned away from something. They're looking at this fairy energy and they're kind of almost being turned away from it. Again, because they've got these responsibilities. So there's something here where the Page of Water can be an apology. Then Messenger of Air takes action. They cut things out. They deliver news in a very kind of like sharp way. So it's like it could be, look, not now. Whatever, you know, this person could be saying to you, not now. I'm dealing with things. I'm dealing with finances. I'm sorry, not now. He's looking at this very longingly, but it's like now is not the time. I've got to deal with whatever this is. It's interesting because you had the Ace of Swords, which can be the news coming in. This person delivering the news you receiving this news, not now. Again, this person's responsible. They're not flighty. They're not in and out. They don't want to be in and out, right? They don't want to be the page or the Knight of Wands. They don't want to come in for a good time and then leave again. You know, they have that maturity of the two kings. Whatever they're doing, they're taking it seriously. Right, who's this Hierophant? What's going on with this Hierophant? Oh, hello, Fortune's Wheel. Could be an investor. Why is the Fortune's Wheel here with the Hierophant? Could be divine intervention. The Hierophant and Fortune's Wheel could be divine intervention. Or this person could come into somebody's life as almost like a benefactor, right? What are they called? Angel investor? Angel investor. Because this is fortune coming in. This is, you know, the odds are in your favor, you know. The wheel's turning in a positive way for this person. This person could have been very lucky in life. They could have been very fortunate. They could have had a lot of opportunities. It's made them very, very comfortable. There's something here again with money. Now, the Four of Earth tends to be, it's my shield card. Sometimes it can be somebody who's guarded, somebody who's shielding. But it also can talk about somebody who's kind of being very money-minded, a little bit miserly, really watching the pennies. And the Page of Air is information gathering, coming up with a plan. It's kind of like the internet stalker card, not necessarily in a bad way, but it's like the person, they're doing online research, they're watching, it's kind of the recon card, right? Figuring something out. So I'm just again noticing the wings. So it's almost like, you know, the guy that was being turned away from the little fairy. It's almost like this is the fairy. What is she offering there? She's offering a little butterfly or something. Do you see this? Like a little moth or a butterfly. She's like, look at me. Like, look at me. I can offer you this change. She could be offering a change in fortune. So she's there offering this person, they're being turned away from this, but she's offering this change of fortune. She's offering this transformation. I feel like she's almost like down this well, because if you look here, there's this person kind of peeking in almost. Can you see here? It's like the person kind of like almost like peering in down the well. So this person's seeing an opportunity, but they're being distracted from it, right? There's some kind of change here being offered to this person, I think, by this which is represented by this fairy energy. It's almost saying there's a different way to be an emperor. There's a different way. Can you see the stag horns? There's a different way to lead. It's like, this is where your fortune lies. Look at me. It's like, look at me. Look at me. Pay attention to me. I'm trying to tell you something here. But then this person's getting pulled away by these kind of like money matters. It's like they're trying to listen, they're trying to pay attention, but they keep getting dragged away by like practical matters. What's the Page of Air? The Emperor. Okay, I feel like noticing this heart here. Right, the Emperor and the Hierophant. This is like government, bosses, fathers. These are the people who rule. These are the people who make decisions. Very, 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 very patriarchal energy. The Emperor is all four kings of the tarot. very high vibrational. They're in the upright, so they are positive, right? They're not negative in any kind of way. The devil isn't here or anything like that to show that, you know, people are pulling strings. But this is, these are the people who make the decisions. This is like, there's a lot of authority here. And they're watching. They're watching. Gathering information. I feel like on this person. Or it is this person, because it's, I said it's Leo energy, and there's this lion here. So could be that this person's trying to go for some sort of job, or, you know, they're trying to get some sort of investment. It really matters to them. It's very important to them. So again, there's this feeling of like, I'm being watched. I need to do this serious thing. I can't be looking at later. This is later, it feels like, but it feels like it's connected, right? It's almost like this is saying, look, there's something you need to know. There's something important that I have to communicate with you. What is the fairy trying to communicate? What is the fairy trying to communicate, please? The Eight of Earth, the Eight of Pentacles talks about really kind of working very hard to a huge time investment to really master some sort of skill. If this person has something to do with music, if this person's learned an instrument or is learning an instrument, there's something to do with perfecting it, right? There's something, it could be something to do with music, like something to do with transforming a situation, something to do with music, something to do with working very, very hard on something, and really kind of, really, it's almost like they're saying, yes, I know you're busy, but it's very important for you to focus on this, right? So there's some aspect, this person's got a lot of different responsibilities, and there's some reason why there's something specific that this person needs to focus on, but they keep getting pulled away from it. But this fairy's saying this is important. This is what's going to bring in the good fortune. And in a roundabout way, it could be that rather than being like, having a lot of different hobbies but not mastering any of them. I can't think what that phrase is. It's like, no, you need to have something that you're the best at. You need to have something that is uniquely yours, that you are. If this is some kind of boss energy, I feel like you're the fairy, Sagittarius. If this is some kind of like boss, authority, decision makers, investors, and they're gathering information, they're working out who do we want to invest in, who do we want for this job. It's no good for this person to present like every other person. There has to be a USP. There has to be a unique selling point. What is this person's talent? What is this person's unique special skill? What is this person better at than anyone else? The creative element. They're the King of Wands. They're creative. This person could have 1,000,000 Kings of Pentacles lining up at the doors. You know, 1,000,000 people who are good at business, who are practical. They could be looking for somebody who has that out of the box thinking, who is the visionary, who has that creative element. King of Wands, if you're watching, what are you the best at? What have you perfected? What's your USP? That's what's going to bring you the good fortune. This is why the fairy's trying to tell you something. And it's something to do with your creativity, the way that you think out of the box. Again, that entrepreneurial energy, right? You know, you're not, the entrepreneurs, they're always a little bit crazy, right? They're always a little bit, they are that kind of impulsive energy. The people who really make the money, they tend not to be the people who have those kind of like down-to-earth, practical, grounded skills. They tend to be that person with that spark about them, with that kind of eccentricness about them. that's what these people could need, because they're very much in the box. The Hierophant is like right in the center of the box. They made the box. They need the person who's looks at things from a new, fresh angle. They need the creative element. Who's the Page of Coins? Ace of Earth. Yeah, this is somebody who's like new to business. They're learning the skills. Why is the Page of Coins here? Could be that this person's getting some kind of job offer, or something to do with a gift. Why is the Page of Earth here? Because I don't see how they connect to the rest of the reading. Messenger of Earth. Yeah, this person's learning. Again, it feels like business, money, investments, skills. This is the student of the tarot. An opportunity here, and there's progression, because we're going from the ace, the new start, the idea, the concept, the offer, into practical action, taking steps to make it a reality, taking steps to learn something, to progress, into the Messenger of Earth, who is it's the slowest moving knight in the deck, but they take slow and steady and sure steps forward. There is progression with this person. It's very, very steady. So it could be that this person has been, it feels like this person's kind of employed by this energy, but you know, they're very much by the book, where this person has that element of surprise, of innovation. This is like by the book, doing it slow and steady, doing it the way that the Emperor and the Hierophant are teaching me. This is, I'm doing it a different way. I can see an opportunity here, and I'm going to take it to do something different. Well, I wasn't expecting a business reading. Sagittarius. I hope it was helpful to you. I hope it made sense. Oh, there's that King of Earth again. I'm going to leave him on the bottom. You've had the Emperor and the Empress as well, I have to say, in this reading. It's always nice to have the Emperor and the Empress. Can talk about father and mother, can talk about divine partners, the divine feminine and the divine masculine. You know, two people who are very high vibrational. So whatever that is for you. Just noticing dog spirit there on the bottom. Be loyal to what you love. Be loyal to what you love. Maybe that's the message. Be loyal to what you love, with that creative element, you know. Don't try and be something you're not to impress these people, because you don't know what they're looking for. You know, you assume that they're looking for a King of Pentacles, but they might be looking for somebody more like who you naturally are. So be yourself, be authentic, and then the right things are going to find you, you know. There's no good putting on a mask. I think this is what the reading is. There's no point trying to pretend to be something you're not, because you're just going to be miserable when the offers come in. They're not going to be the right offers for you. Being authentic, seeing that keeps coming through as like a USP of yourself. You know, be loyal to what you love. Be proud of what you love. Be original. Be unique. It makes you stand out. It gives you the edge. Okay. Anyone resonating with this reading, what advice do you have for them, please? I feel like something flipped then, but I had my eyes closed. Yeah, there it is, look. Turkey spirit, give with gratitude and grace. They're saying go again. Okay, a lot of cards, just to make me talk even more. Okay. In the underlying, you've got eagle spirit. Spirit has your back. It's like, I feel like the law, perhaps. The law has, there could be something there with law. A lot of sixes there. I don't know if sixes are relevant. Okay. Oh, let's stretch out. Ooh. Ow, ow, ow. Stiff legs. Okay, 52. Let me just double check which way it wants to go. Yeah. Magic works through you because you're the magician. Of course, magic works through you. That's the whole point of the magician card. Magic works through you. In ancient Egypt, the scarab beetle was revered for the creative magic of scarab beetle spirit. Reminds us that we can bring forth something extraordinary, seemingly out of thin air. Whenever you let your creativity flow through you, King of Wands, scarab beetle spirit reminds you that spirit has given you the gift of infinite potential. You have an ally as you fashion something new or repurpose the old. Again, with that call card that it talks about revival, right? The innovation there. For spirit co-creates with you, channeling energy through you so that you feel replenished and vitalized as you make magic with what is at hand. Now is a time for great optimism, for you can accomplish anything you desire and your creative endeavours will come to fruition. Miracles, opportunities, abundance and love will seemingly appear out of nowhere as you allow spirit to work through you and magically manifest what you need. You've got this, Sagittarius. You're fine. You're good. You're just like doing your thing with the universe. You're like, I want that. I'm going to manifest that. That'd be cool. I would say, again, with this thing about free will that was kind of coming up, you can't force somebody to love you. You can't force a specific person to do something you want them to do. So I'd say if you are trying to manifest a relationship, perhaps it's not going to do you any good to try and manifest a relationship with a specific person, because that person also has their own wants and dreams and wishes. They're a human being, not a thing to be manipulated. So you could absolutely wish for them to be on the right path for themselves, to find happiness, to make good choices. And if those choices lead to you, that's brilliant. You can wish good things for them. But if you're personally asking for something like love or a career, it helps to be a little bit open about what you're wishing for. So rather than saying I want this specific person, you could say I like these qualities about this person, can I manifest something like that? So there could be something there for you. Turkey spirit, give with gratitude and grace. Turkey spirit, I always feel like this is like a message for each person. So depending on who you were resonating with, there could be something here like that. Actually, let me just check. Which way up, please? Which way up, please? I'm going to take it in the upright. Turkey Spirit's message for you is that you always have the potential for manifesting a rich reality. For the turkey represents generosity and a celebration of abundance through giving to others. Give freely without expectation. The reason why I'm saying I think this is related to the King of Wands is because they had that Six of Pentacles card, which talks about equal give and take. Give freely without expectation and you shall receive. For the manifestation of abundance is happening right now. Align with it by sharing your good fortune with others. Whether you give money, loving guidance, I feel like again it's tied to this person as well. The gift of listening or kindness in any form. Immerse yourself in the flow of generous abundance, being a channel for Turkey Spirit and the desire of Spirit to see all beings experience the blessing of plenty. Give with gratitude and grace from a wellspring of love and compassion, knowing that Spirit will respond by giving you all you need in this moment and all moments to come. So think about others, right? And I definitely do this. You know, I see people who perhaps are struggling, or, you know, just people that I respect, and I wish nice things for them. You know, I ask the universe to help them. Not in any kind of selfish way, but because I just want to. And it can be people I know quite well. It can be people that I see in the street. You know, if I see somebody who's homeless, I may, you know, ask my guides, ask Spirit to let them have a good day, to you know, give them opportunities that are going to help them. And you can do this. It doesn't cost you anything to do this, you know, and you are adding kindness to the world. So I definitely recommend other people do that. And it's not coming from a way that I think, oh, I want good things to come my way too. It's coming from, it doesn't cost me anything to do this. I might as well wish for nice things for people, even if they're complete strangers, you know. Trust in the magic. Nothing in the universe is random. For the intricate hang on, which way up? Yeah. Nothing in the universe is random, for the intricate web of co-creation weaves together all events and has done so since the beginning of time. Coincidences have meaning, and White Raven's spirit appears to remind you to pay attention to these synchronicities, so that you might recognize patterns. Even the winds dance in a pattern, participating in the magic of Spirit's plan for all. Align with the highest good and intentions, and you will come to see that White Raven is guiding you, an ally to you, and a messenger from Spirit. Align with the light, and you will start to recognize all that is working together harmoniously in ways the eye can't always see and the mind can't always comprehend. It's funny that this has fallen with the Hierophant, which came through the Hierophant, the Emperor, the Fortune's Wheel, divine intervention. The universe is conspiring on your behalf right now. The Hierophant can definitely symbolize God in the tarot if you believe in God. Drawing you to the light and bringing you the magic and miracles that are your birthright. Now is the time to trust in the magic of the world that is everywhere and in all things. Pay attention to how things come together. The video cut out. Pay attention to how things come together as if by magic, and you will see the hand of Great Spirit arranging things in your favour. Nice. Peacock Spirit, let it shine. When is the last time you shook a tail feather and shined your light for all to see? Within each of us is a peacock spirit yearning for expression, and you are called now to show the world the gorgeous creature you are, for you are a manifestation of spirit. Come out of the shadows, Peacock Spirit says, and show your true colours so that others may be inspired to express their own exquisiteness. Dance as if you remember that you are made of stardust and grace, filled with a life force energy and sparkling light. You are a channel for divine love, and your dance is one of a kind. Again, this thing about being one of a kind, what's your USP? Catch the light and it will help. Catch the light and help it to shimmer and dance in celebration of your good fortune, of being right here, right now. Spirit wants you to be joyful so that others may get up and dance along with you. Gorgeous. Gorgeous. All right. I hope that reading was helpful to you. Leave me a like if you like, subscribe, hit that notification bell if you haven't already. Leave me a comment if anything particularly resonated. Share with friends if you think they need to hear this story. Or you just enjoyed it, maybe it's a good story, isn't it, sometimes when you read from these cards. And yeah, do take care. I hope you've got something from this reading. If you want to come in as a stealth watcher as well and not do any of those things, I appreciate the watch hours. I appreciate you being here. I hope you've enjoyed and taken something from the reading that's going to help you as you move forward. All right, guys, I'm going to leave it there. Just to kind of say, if you go down to the description box, there's a little arrow just to the right underneath the image. A little one of those like V-shaped arrows like that, right? You can open up that description box. You're going to find a list of songs down there, and the second to last song, I'm going to randomize 2 more songs for you when I finish this reading. The second to last song is going to be what you need to hear the most right now at this point in the reading, and the very last song is your advice song. So go and check those out. There may be a little bit extra there for you. And yeah, do take care, Sagittarius, and thank you for sharing your reading with me today. Bye, guys.